it just like when it ends, it's going to get epic.
Absolutely, for sure. I don't know where
It's
Brett
like
found that clip, but that's just one of the best there is, you know?
it's good. I love it. I enjoy it. What's going on, man? What do you think about this?
You know, 3 or 4 days ago, if I would have been looking at models and seeing 12 to 14 plus, I got to be honest with you, I probably still would have been like, there's no way, right? I mean, at some point, you have to find when does this become unreasonable? But with the consistency, with what we're seeing, this is just going to overachieve even what I was expecting, Michael.
Yeah, I know. It's and it looks like it's continuously just looking more and more better as the night goes on. The dropzoids, the soundings were impressive.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
so atmosphere is already pretty set up for what a just a rip in it. Just let's rip it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I say.
Well, something
Um,
else we were talking about too, Michael, is that, given that the rates are a little bit heavier to start, those temperatures, I mean, here right now where I'm at, it's 8 or 9 degrees. It was supposed to be 13. So even that alone, just a little drop in temperatures is enough to help those snowflakes as they reach the surface too. So
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Hey, John, would you do me a quick favor and maybe just copy this link and send it to the Clarity folks real quick?
yes, let me go ahead and do that here.
Just just a regional kind of a regional overview. You pick the area.
Absolutely. Yep.
I was back and forth. I see some people are questioning about it, so I don't care to send it. I was just trying to give people a break on their phones, but um, well, when you send 13,000 notifications out, it's like
Sure.
we've been live a few times, and it's just been so. Anyways, good evening.
Hello.
Share this with a friend. Share it with a friend. Tag a friend. Phone a friend. I don't know. What do you guys do these days? Um, let folks know you're watching. Come over here and follow the pages and subscribe to the YouTube channels. All the things. And real quick, quick shout out to our friends that help us sponsor these streams. Custom Restoration. Make sure to give those guys a call 866-679-0699. And they're there to help in case you get a busted pipe or anything like that in this extreme cold. Let them know you saw them over on the BAM stream, and thank them for making it happen for us. So, um, yeah, man, we've got some stuff to discuss. Will we see The Walking Dead? What does that mean? Good evening. I don't know. Lily straight up not having fun. Okay. It's already bad in Canby. Yeah. The Weather Service in their forecast discussion is downplaying snowfall rates. We were just having that discussion. We were going through the soundings and the data, and we don't really have that concern. I guess I think we're under the impression that you know these soundings are they're impressive and they're cold. They're saturated. The DGZ saturated. I mean, I know that when the winds pick up, but the DGZ kind of even deepens a little bit and becomes a little bit more uh, hard to break. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't see it. I guess I don't know. What do you think, John?
Well, I think that just given the profile and what we're looking at in the atmosphere, where the rippage happens, it's up at the very top where the flakes start. So I think there's just plenty of cold air and moisture as they push down that even if you have smaller flakes, the quantity of them is just going to overcome any concerns that the snowfall totals themselves would be lighter. So I think that
Yeah.
I don't mind the discussion that maybe there can be some compacting, just given how light and fluffy it is. And when someone goes out there and measures it, with a ruler, it might seem less 2 to 3 hours later, right? With the winds. But I don't see the concern that there's going to be a bust as much on the northern side with this particular system.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Real quick, guys, a reminder next Thursday, this coming Thursday, I'm sorry, the 29th at 7 p.m. at St. Elmo's Steakhouse. We've got whiskey and weather going on. We're trying the Rare Saint. I'm excited for that. It's on behalf of Bourbon Culture and Hughes Culinary have gotten together and invited us to the St. Elmo's Steakhouse downtown. We'll be live talking about bourbon and the Rare Saint bourbon. So I'm excited. Pick up a bottle of Rare Saint so maybe you can try it along with us, and we've got some good topics of conversation. I'm excited to come and hang with you all. So put it on your calendars. Put it on your calendars.
That's going to be fun to watch.
Bro, live streaming from St. Elmo's whiskey and weather. Are you kidding me? I mean,
how can you beat that?
Badass. Let's just call it what it is. It doesn't get any better than that. We had one of them, and it next thing you knew, there it was. They reached out, invited us, and I'm excited, guys. If it looks like I'm looking up and away, it's because I am. My screen is up on the wall, so when I see the comments, I'm looking up to read and see John's face and everything else. So that's why it doesn't look like I'm looking at the camera. So anyways, let's get into it. Welcome, guys, this evening. Thanks for joining. Share it with a friend. I would love to see the hearts, the shares, the reposts, the subscriptions here to the YouTube channel so we can get it on the analysis. John, the first thing I have is the DHS travel advisory map.
Yes.
We're already seeing, I'm going to pull this up so we can get a view of this, but we're already seeing the map start to, get filled in. Our faces are covering it a little bit there, but let's see if I can. There we go. There we go.
Scroll works.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So you can see here we've got is that Owen County? I don't know what that is.
Yes.
And then Decatur County and travel. Forget the colors now too. Travel watches, and the rest of a lot of the state coming in under the advisories already. Down there in southern Indiana, Clark County already in a warning there for the city of Louisville. And the governor declared a state of emergency. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that, John?
I did see that. Yeah. And I think that's given what we're looking at for snowfall totals and these cold temperatures that are just going to be with us, the days to come after this, it's just going to make cleanup a mess. And I think it's the right call.
Yeah, I do too. It's a good call, a good way to stay ahead of it. And, look at this. I mean, this is just, it's crazy. There's like no end in sight. Like there's just no end in sight.
Yeah. And it's a situation at this point where even if you're only on the northern side getting a few inches, the temperatures getting into the lows, into the negatives every single morning, there's no type of treatment, even the really nice kind, that's going to have any ability to affect it at all. And I think that there's, you guys mentioned it perfectly early in some of these earlier lives. I think a lot of people are going to underestimate the power of this system, with the snow showers and the rates. And then as we get into the wind gusts that increase tomorrow, I think it's really going to cause havoc with the traveling and commuting over the next 2 to 3 days for sure.
Yep. Yeah. Dude, I ran to get my daughter some food here about 30 minutes ago, and the roads are covered. And the snow, here's what's interesting too about the snow. It's very fluffy and powdery and crystal-like, and that really makes things a lot slicker. That type of snow it's a SOB. I mean, it's not as easy to drive around in it because it's slick as dog snot, man. It's just slick snow. So, Let's see what we got here in the comments here real quick. Just make sure we're not missing anything good.
There are a couple comments, Michael, I saw about sleeting in Bloomington, and that is something that I had not seen yet, and I was trying to figure out if that's even the case. Maybe a little convective thing went over
Sleeting in
there.
Bloomington.
Yeah, and I saw two comments about that. I was trying to figure that one out. I mean, it's 12 degrees there, and there's not much of a warm layer yet, so I don't know about that.
Let's take a look at something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would be really surprised at that. I couldn't. Now it's snow
How
and
that would
sleet.
work. Yeah.
So some people are saying it's not. Some people are saying that it is.
Yes.
Small
So,
flakes. Bloomington here, I think flakes are just really frozen, not so much sleet. Barely. Huh. Interesting. That's the wrap. Where's the H-R-R? H-R-R.
So what Michael is looking for here, just a quick meteorology tip, is you've got that line, that 0 degree line, and that's where we're looking to see if the green and red cross it. So it's got to cross it to the right, because that's where the flake can melt and then turn into liquid. And then as it comes back towards the surface, it freezes into what's known as an ice pellet or sleet. And yeah, Michael, most of these soundings, can't say I'm really seeing that here.
I think maybe it's just ice crystallized snowflake development, maybe some fractured flakes there a little bit. That would be my guess. So maybe it's not sleet, but it's probably needle-like snowflakes that maybe sound like sleet, if I had to guess. So how much snow do we have in Bloomington? If anyone would want to guess that, just I'd be curious if any of you could. I'm in Bargersville, and I would say we probably have an inch and a half, maybe 2 inches here in Bargersville so far. It could very well be 2 inches.
We've got about 1.4 up here on the south side, and just looking at a couple other reports that have come in. We had a 2-inch report just to the east of Evansville, and a couple inch to inch and a half reports near Knox County.
Okay. Someone just said they're in Bloomington outside, and it's absolutely snowing.
Okay.
Or sleeting. I'm sorry, sleeting.
Sleeting. Okay.
People are mostly saying 2 inches of snow, inch and a half. Huh. 1 inch. Interesting. I don't know. I don't have anything for that other than what we talked about there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Let's get back to it here. Get back to radar analysis and just take a look at things. It's again, it's moving in. It's widespread. Pretty much all systems are a go. Just got a photo from a couple of photos from Bloomington. Yeah, 2 inches of snow. I just got a photo of a ruler 2 inches there. Okay. Anyways, we're good. Let's go to the future radar product, John, on Clarity, which anyone can access if they want to sign up for Clarity. You can do it. We'll put a link in the comments, and you guys can sign up. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on the future radar because we've gone through this quite a bit today. We're kind of more so just kind of hanging out here and discussing weather with you. But we take it out through midnight, and we've got a just an area-wide snow going on. Take it out to 2 a.m. It's just crazy, man. The thing I think that continue to watch quite a bit here is just the ice potential here across south central Kentucky, getting over into Nashville, Tennessee, western Tennessee, and especially over there in eastern Louisiana or Arkansas, if you will, and northwestern Mississippi. I think that's where we're really going to see a very nasty ice storm with probably locally an inch or more of ice and it just ices for hours, man. It's still going on at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning down there.
Yeah, and I
So
would say one of the, if there's good news to this somewhat, is that northern edge, how it's verified so far tonight and how I think the models have projecting it is maybe the 2 county rows to the north of where you see some of the ice on the future radar. I think there's a better chance that we can see more sleet than freezing rain mix in there. So that would be, in my opinion, a good thing versus more of these freezing rain totals of 0.5. Certainly still all those areas are going to be dealing with some of the icing, but the more sleet we can have mix in, that just makes things a whole lot easier from a power line standpoint with this particular system. So yeah, but I agree, Michael. Memphis to Nashville, Bowling Green and East, those are going to be the areas that are hardest hit for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll come over here and I can use Synoptics Future Radar just for better time viewing windows there. So some of you were requesting. Here to come out here to 6 a.m. And, I think, John, I don't know if you kind of looked on the best time for, probably the heaviest snowfall rates across I-70 south into Indiana, Ohio, Illinois. But I think tomorrow morning for about 5 or 6 hours is the best time for that, based on what I'm seeing. These
I would
darker
agree.
blue showing.
Yeah, we were saying I think 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. earlier for that corridor between the Ohio River and south of I-70.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, and real quick too, guys. Some of you are that are further east. I'm seeing that you're talking lower totals right now. It's absolutely, you should be. I mean, guys, it's going to snow for pretty much the next 24 hours. I mean, so just keep that in mind. This is filling in. This is just getting going. In fact, it got going a little earlier than the data had, really. So we actually kind of got a head start. Wouldn't you agree with that?
I would agree with that for sure. By at least a couple hours. I mean, we had to look into the app a little bit more. We thought we were going to get a coding by 8, and we got a coding by about 6. So it started.
Yeah. Absolutely. So sleet pellets falling from the sky, freezing. Well, it's snowing pretty good in Greensburg. Sorry, just catching up with the comments. It's fascinating. So nonetheless, 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, we'll take you out to 11 a.m. Snow's still coming down. It's starting to work up into the mid-Atlantic, into the north and east, and this thing's just, what's funny about this thing, it's not like we have this major bombed out low pressure. Your clarity radar is showing green because you're on single site radar. You need to go to the nationwide radar. Single site radar it's just a base reflectivity. It doesn't do P-type. It just precipitation type. It just tells you where the banding and the heavier moisture is. So, but anyways, it's not like we're bombing out a low and getting 50 mile per hour winds here. If we were to have that, John, if we were to throw in 40, 50 mile per hour winds, I don't even know. This would be unbelievably horrible.
Yes, absolutely. From a visibility standpoint, but also that would be the concern for the northern side there for the for the less totals because of the dry slot. So because this low is so weak, that's why you guys haven't heard us discussing the dry slot as much as we did with, I think, the last 2 winter systems that we've really had in the past couple of years. Those were always the concern because it rears its head when you least expect it, and that's what starts cutting down on totals as the low intensifies. But Michael, model wise, I haven't seen any signals that the low is strengthening at this point. I think it's straight shot west to east.
I agree. Yeah, it looks like something may have happened with the P-type on the radar. Last couple, maybe it's just that frame. It looks like at 14 we lost P-type somehow. Not sure. We'll look into that right away. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Interesting. Is yours like that, John?
Yep, mine's just like that as well.
Huh. I have never seen it do that before. Okay, well, we'll look into it. It probably might flash back on the next frame. But anyways, we go here tomorrow. We get up into the Mid-Atlantic, the Northeast, into New England. and this storm just continues. It just continues to pummel the Northeast. I mean, it's crazy how long of a duration this is. Again, it's one of those things where it's not like you're getting crazy heavy snow, but it is just hours and hours worth of wintry precipitation across the board. So we'll show you the total ice accumulations from the 0Z HRRR. Good night, almighty. Just crazy. Eastern Kentucky, 1.2 inches. Western Tennessee, 1.1 inches of ice. P-type means precipitation type. So it looks like some of the data we use to calculate that is late arriving. So hopefully it trickles in here soon and updates for us. We got Eric's looking into it for us. So
perfect.
Northern portions of Mississippi here, 1.4 inches of ice, and then getting over in here to the Carolinas. This is the kind of ice too, man. An inch or more of ice, like you're going to shut down. You're going to shut you're just, and you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't really know how else to say it. I mean, you're in trouble.
No, I mean, if that verifies here, your power lines are getting snapped. You're gonna, some even housing infrastructure you're gonna have to pay close attention to. Even if you get a little bit of a warm up, which is going to be very brief as we get into Sunday evening, Monday afternoon, it's not going to melt all the ice away immediately. So definitely a major concern if that continues to look like it verifies. And here's the other thing about ice too. Let's say that the 1.36 is a little bit overzealous and you get 0.8, it's the same thing. When it comes to ice accumulations, even a tenth to 0.2 of an inch of ice can easily cause problems, widespread travel impacts on roads and power lines. So at this point, you're just magnifying based on your ice totals, increasing the problem. So always something important to remember about ice. But yeah, definitely, Michael, not a good situation at all.
No, it's not. And and for the folks down there, it's hopefully just these guys that have these bigger ice accumulations, you've got backup power, or you've got some backup plans, or at least somewhere to to go if you need to. That's a scary situation for sure. In terms of additional accumulation, here's the main question. I put this together because I want to keep talking about this. Oh, that's not the right one. I updated it. Hang on. I got a new one. Come on. There she is. Okay. But what I was talking about is just the potential for snow, right? And the record-breaking snow here in Indianapolis, and it is remarkable what the data is spitting out. It's saying 14 inches. I mean, there's the evening HRRR came in with 12.4 inches. And that was with, I think, Indy already reporting an inch, John,
as of an hour and a half ago. Yeah, hour and a half ago, they had an inch at the Indy airport. So,
have you heard anything new on reports there?
Not yet. They have not submitted anything across central Indiana yet. One thing I want to address here real quick. This question keeps popping up. What are we thinking realistically, guys? This is what we're thinking realistically in terms of snowfall totals. I know it might seem that it's far-fetched, but the models have been very consistent with this. So when we're talking to you guys about the potential for a foot of snow, that is what we're favoring and looking at this time with the rates. So that is the realistic probability of what we're looking at. The blend of models that Michael's pulling up right now, that's using over 100 different model types to compute what we're looking at for totals here. So this is something that in my short time here at BAM, it actually hasn't been that short. I think it's been 5 years now. I can't tell you the last time, Michael, I've seen yellow like that all across the screen.
No, not from this. This is normally more conservative data.
Yeah.
Little bit more difficult to see these types of big totals. So yeah, it's it's impressive, man. These are our totals, and I think realistically, I do think that we will get over a foot of snow in Indy. Now, an interesting point here. I was talking with Brian Wilkes from Fox 59 a little while ago. We were texting, and we were talking about only 1% of snow events in Indy produce over a foot of snow. I mean,
Wow.
1%. So it is just not something that normally happens. 99% of the time it snows in Indianapolis that you don't get a foot. So you put that in perspective. That's how rare it is to be, talking about this and even forecasting it. It's not really that normal. So
No, it's definitely not, Michael, and I think it also just brings a lot of awareness to once we get this snow that we've been talking about for the past few days. We also need to focus on the wind gusts that are going to be associated with it as well. The latest 0 data that's been coming in continues to be fairly consistent with the 25 to 35 mile per hour gusts on the backside. And when you're dealing with a foot of snow on the ground and you get those gusts, in addition to the potential for reduced visibilities, blizzard-like conditions, your drifts can be as high as 2 to 3 feet. It's certainly not
yeah,
off the table when you're dealing with that much snow.
yep, 100%, 100%. Will I please try to answer Nate 1764? I don't know. What's he saying? What's Nate 1764 saying? Where is he? What are your thoughts on some people calling for 2-inch plus per hour rates tomorrow? I don't think we're going to get snow like that. I mean, maybe, maybe, but I don't see that being likely. I can see 1 inch per hour. 2-inch per hour is a little bit of a different type of setup. This is more of an overrunning event. This isn't necessarily a wrapped up, deepened low. So, you don't get extreme snowfall rates, but 1 inch per hour is still really good.
Yeah, those
So,
2 inch per hour rates, Michael, I feel those are usually more associated with the systems where it's warmer. You're leaning more towards that 28, 32, and you've got a shorter duration, but it's that heavy, wet, slushy snow that can really, really be impactful with those types
yeah.
of rates.
Real quick, guys, on two things. People are asking, is there, turn your volume up. There's sound. Everyone can hear us. Is the Clarity streams different than this one? We only stream free to the masses on the day of the storm. Okay. As the storm's coming down, pre-storm analysis, forecast predictions happen multiple days ahead of time on the Clarity private streams. Okay. We only stream live during big, high impact events on the day of. Okay. Now, real quick, I do want to tell you all, there is we have some late data arrival that's causing the precipitation type radar to malfunction. So I want to show you guys something. When you're looking at radar, all right, you can turn the freezing line on for one. If you're north of the freezing line, you're below 32 degrees. That can help. And then the green right now, because we know it's all snow, the darker greens are just heavier snow. Okay. What we do when we pull in data is we pull in data from various sources that help us to indicate what the precipitation type is, and that data is late. It seems to it's actually not on our end. It's a malfunction from the RTMA, which is real time mesoscale analysis. So we're working on getting that pulled in. But this is still actually radar. The radar is still working. It is snow, so we know the P type, which is nice. But the darker greens are the heavier totals. And then if you go to single site radar, those are client chats. If you go to single site radar, you can see where the individual banding is. If you go to say like Indy locally, what this is for is to see where you're going to get heavier snowfall rates, where you get these dark greens and these light yellows. This will help you by knowing that the snow's pulsating up heavier rates or lighter rates. So Um, it will come and go, you'll have good rates for an hour. You'll have a lull for 30 minutes. It'll fill back in for an hour, and that's expected. We've talked about that. Um, so, and the radar's fixed. I just got the text, so there it is.
Perfect. There we go.
There's Eric. He's on it. He's on it. We appreciate you, Eric. It's just that that RTMA data feed, unfortunately, when it sometimes those types of things are out of our control. But thank you, Eric, for making that happen. Eric he's the dude, man. He's the tech dude. Makes him happen. So we appreciate him being readily available like that on a 9:30 on a Saturday. So, yeah. Christine said, "Damn monstrosity." That's what it is when you look at this thing. It is damn monstrosity. So crazy. It's a thing just kind of conversating here. It's Vincent. It's not really like heavy snow. I mean, it is. There are bands of heavier snow in here, but this is just a consistent, steady snow over the course of a long time. This isn't like it's going to rip. It might rip in the morning for a little bit, but
Absolutely. I think while the snow overall, especially right now, it's all powdery and more dry. Like even as we get into tomorrow, I think as the ratios can improve a little bit on the south side, it might seem as if the rates are picking up, but it's just not going to be that heavy, wet snow. So use the blue as a guide. And I think Michael made an excellent point on the single site radar. If you're just sitting there watching the snow, looking outside, pull up that single site, go to a site and look outside and notice if the snow rates have increased. 99% of the time they have because of that reason. So it's a great way to get used to the localized radar tools that we use on an hourly, if not minute by minute basis when we're answering clients' questions. So
yeah, like for example, we could look at this and say up there near Peoria, I mean, right now they're probably under a band that's half inch per hour. That's a good band of snow. But that's what this whole thing is. Anywhere you kind of click around, that's what this whole system is. That we go out here to KEAX, which is Kansas. Yep, that's not what I want to do. Go out here to Kansas, and here we go. And you can see it's kind of the same thing. You've got some banding in there, some striations, but overall it's snowing. It snows heavy for a bit, then it lightens up. All right, so yeah, it's the damn Bam storm. That's what we named it, John. The damn Bammer.
Yep, that's better than Winter Storm Fern or whatever other name I saw them calling it. So I love it.
Yeah, look at that. Some banding there above St. Louis. Yeah, good eye. Good mention on that. It's the Natty of Snow. That's right. The Natty of Snow. We're excited. We're still pumped up about the IU win. Yeah. How about that though? How about the most epic just performance in sports history? I mean, just crazy.
Yeah. It's definitely fun game. Meteorologist Tyler Riggles got to hear me probably shout as loud as he ever has heard me, before in the office with that block punt. So that was probably the most excited I've been in a long time.
Dude, football. Dude, that blocked punt, and then when he caught that interception at the end.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh. I mean, where I was at was pandemonium. It was crazy. It was so fun. So just huge congratulations again to those guys. Let's look at some additional data for overnight snow. All right, into tomorrow. We've got data coming in. We've got various different weather models coming in right now. This is the FV3 weather model, and it's in all the way. And again, you can see it. It snows here. It's got some look at that. It's got some heavy banding in there. The John Kemper is a personal FV3 fan. It's one of his favorites.
It is. Wait till the spring.
Yeah, look at this thing. I mean, it just keeps ripping here across the area. It doesn't shut off snow until 6 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, let's see what it has for snowfall. Look at that. Additionally, 13.4 inches in Indy. So this model initiates and starts off of a 7 p.m. time frame. And so it's it would indicate a 13.5 inch snowfall from the FV3, one of the high res models. John, when did Indy start reporting snow? What time?
Let me take a look here. I think it was about an hour and a half ago that they had their first report.
That way we can figure out when our 24-hour mark was for our record.
Sure, absolutely.
But that's the FV3. Look at that down there, Southern Indiana. That's 19 inches. Let's look at some other zero Z data. This is the ARW. It's just another high res model that we use. It's 11 inches and 14 inches. You could say that's more on the conservative side, right? The NAM 3 is coming in. It's as slow as molasses to come in. It likes to take its time. Here's the NAM 12, 15.9 inches in Indy, 14.7 in Bloomington, 15.7 in Shelbyville. John, I'll say in the last couple of data runs, the core of the heaviest snow is actually coming a little further northwest.
I've noticed that as well, and I think that's finally because the models are starting to get a better grip on the southerly flow, the warmer air that's coming up, and I think that's just allowing the banding to naturally expand more to the north here. So the Indianapolis International Airport started recording snow at 2:20 Eastern time today, and as of 7:10 we had 0.8 officially. And I haven't seen any additional reports come in yet, but yeah, you can start the clock at 2:20 Eastern time today.
Okay. So in this particular instance, you would, in this model, I mean, it says 15 inches by 1 o'clock. It wouldn't even be, so whatever. It's like, are we going to do it? I don't know. There's the, that's the name. Here's the evening wrap model. By 2 o'clock into the storm, it's 13.2 inches. You can see it's still got an epicenter of the heaviest snow here. Look at this, 16 inches.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I mean, every model that you look at, man, it's like this. The GFS 18Z, look at the GFS 18Z. I mean, it's a little southeast, but it's just totally cooked. Again, there's not a storm that doesn't cook it. It just doesn't just send us into crazy snowfall land. The Clarity 24-hour map, which updates every hour, and it goes out 24 hours. So the snow forecast from 9 p.m. now to 9 p.m. tomorrow in Indy is 12.4. So if Indy's at 2, then it would be, let's see, possibly 14 inches.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you just say we're starting at 9 o'clock. So it's just crazy. It's there's really nothing that doesn't support it. I think the 18Z European had 15 inches of snow. Let me go back here and just, here's the 18Z RDPS.
There we go. Yep.
14. There's just everywhere you go, guys. I'm just kind of trying to beat it home at this point and beat the drum in there, but it's just crazy here if you're talking about Indy.
And the European's been very consistent. Like for the past 5 days, it has not stopped with its corridor. It's just kept it right there.
Dude, look at this. I'll show you just the last several runs, John. I mean, back to the 21st of January. And just look at how consistent. This is all of those runs since the 21st. So that's just crazy.
Yep. And we called the north side starting to shrink a little bit too, right when it started. So it evolved very, very well with what we were expecting to happen. But guys, it's models for these winter storms don't always play nicely together. So the fact that that we had some good lead time and good models showing that is really, really helpful for sure.
Yeah,
in this particular regard.
it's crazy, dude. Eric just told me that AWS, Amazon Web Servers, are reporting data failures for the blend data as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, not sure what's going on, but we've got when we have the data failures like that. Unfortunately, some of that stuff is outside of our control entirely. So there's even if we wanted to do something about it, we can't. So that's immensely frustrating. But we'll try to pull manually, and of course, insights, nowcasts, and videos they'll all be there. The ability to talk to us. We're live right now. Everything's going to be fine. You know, it's one of those deals. So gotta love technology. Sometimes it just makes life tough for you.
Michael, maybe real quick, we can discuss the winds on the backside of this here. With this.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's pull it up. I'll pull there's the, I forgot to show the 0Z RRFS. Here it is real quick. So, I mean, no changes, but it's just, Someone said, what model do you trust the most? I mean, generally we rely on the European pretty heavily. When you have an event like this, they're all, I mean, they're all the same. So it's, it's not a guess at this point. Let's go and look at the wind gusts like John was talking about. I'm also going to turn on the visibility parameter. And we can kind of get an idea here of what we're dealing with, with what this model has. And look just how long, John, it brings in these low visibilities. This is 1 o'clock in the morning. It's only an 18 mile per hour wind, but 0.3 of a mile visibility. So that's certainly interesting. Going forward, look at that. Look at these down here. This is a 1/10 of a mile. I mean,
yeah, and I think they're picking up on the heavier rates that are associated more with the south side of the system, in addition to the gusts, for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. You can see winds. The winds really never, get above probably 25 miles an hour. I wouldn't say, but they do. When you have 15 to 25 mile per hour winds with this very light, fine snow, I think it's very easy to blow that around.
Absolutely. And one comment I am expecting for us to see tomorrow on social media or just in chat is the wind gusts are coming out of the east northeast. And to some people, it's just gonna sound very weird because it's a direction that the winds, a lot of times when you're having those gusts, it's just not always common. So be prepared for that. It might sound a little interesting out there because of the direction of the wind to start this. That's perfectly normal with how this system is oriented.
I just got a text from Wilkes over at 59 Fox. Brian Wilkes at Fox 59. We've been go back and forth, and he's got the evening NAM that's came in at 0.97 QPF in Indy, John. 0.97 QPF. If you just conservatively said 16 to 1, that's 15 inches of snow in Indy, which is what we just talked about. But
yeah,
that's just crazy. Crazy. I can't even believe it. It's just crazy.
It's got 1.3 to 1.3 in Bloomington, 1.3 just south of Terre Haute. Yeah, that's
a lot of water converted to snow. So crazy, man. How much is Columbus supposed to get? Well, I mean, looks like you're going to get 15 inches. That's an interesting question, Mike. When is all that supposed to hit? Well, I mean, it's hitting, right? It's right now, my friend. It's you look outside, it's going. Uh, yeah, Brian Wilkes and I have been good buddies for, gosh, 13 years or so. He came to my wedding, and he's a good dude. Taught me a lot. I interned with him for 2.5 years. Um, he's a good dude, and he's good at his job. He's very good at TV. I don't think there's a better TV meteorologist out there. I mean, I know there's not, because I just know what they do. He's just very good at it. So let's see what else we got in here. Johnson County predictions. Yeah.
Heavy.
Welcome to Yellow Land. It's just yellow everywhere. 15 inches. Gosh, it's crazy. What else here?
Yeah, Mike, I noticed a little dry pocket here. Not to cut you off here, Michael. Like we've been talking about, there's going to be periods of you get an hour of good snow rates, and then there's 30 minutes of where they're a little bit lesser. It doesn't mean that it's over. It just means that it's going to come and go.
Yeah, guys. I mean, again, look at the expansive coverage. It's snowing back in freaking Mexico, and it extends. That's got to be 2,000 miles. So, anyways, guys, make sure, for those of you that don't know, that have clarity in your hourly, when you go and click on the hourly in your location and you pull up the hourly forecast, you can expand that. If you click on an hour or tap on an hour with your finger, the hourly forecast expands, and it'll come in and look at a screen like this. If you have Pavecast, you'll see the Pavecast, the road condition forecast as well. But the other thing I want to point your attention to is the snow accumulation range forecast that it has. It does it in ranges, and you can see that we have a most likely of 14 inches in Bargersville, with a spread of 10.8 to 16.6. And a way you can look at how much snow is falling per hour is you can take the lead hour and subtract the previous hour, okay? Because this is an accumulative snowfall, so it adds it up each hour to a total. But for example, if I say at noon we have 8.5 inches, and then we would look at 11 a.m. I'm sorry, 10.99. Let's do, 10.99 at noon. At 11 a.m., I would subtract 10.24, and you would say we got 0.75 inches of snow that hour. Okay, so that's how you can kind of run that little play yourself in on the hourly forecast there. So make sure you guys are aware of that. And make sure, if you're not a Clarity subscriber, now's the time, man. A bunch of you are in here. You guys love it, and we appreciate that. Thank you, Jennifer. Very nice of you. Very, very nice. What do you think roads will be like Monday? Horrible.
Yeah.
Minus 30 degrees, windy, over a foot of snow on the ground. It'll be like you're stepping into a freezer. That snow acts as an insulator and keeps it colder, by the way. So.
Yep, and treatment's not going to do any good. So if they can't get it plowed off, or drifts cause more snow to get on the roads, there's nothing they're going to be able to do about it with how cold it's going to be to start.
Yep. Okay. What's the graphic in the middle of the snowfall mean? The graphic in the middle of the snowfall. Which one? I'm not sure I know what you mean. The graphic in the middle of the snowfall? I'm not sure.
Oh, they're talking about the range of the thing that looks like an eye. So where the max most likely and
Oh,
yeah, I'm
yeah.
pretty sure what they're talking about. Yeah, it's not an icon. It's just almost think of it as a range that it's a spread. So that's why the further you get in hours, it's going to increase because the max pace has the heavier rates. So it's going to I think that's the best way to put it, Michael. Just it's going to outperform what the most likely has, especially as we get out later.
Yeah. Yeah. And technically this is kind of like in statistics world, it's kind of like a box and whiskers plot a little bit. And it's a way to plot the low end, the high end, and the most likely outcome. And kind of, you can see the range in it as you go. It's called a box and whisker plot. I believe is the statistical term for it. But anyways, does Clarity show road temps for local highways? Linda, it's coming. It's coming. Is there a Clarity how-to video? I think we have some somewhere. I don't know. Do we, John? I can't remember.
Yeah, we've got it. We've got a few on our website. If you go to Clarity Overview and scroll down, that's where we have some of the tutorials and what things are.
This is a nice comment. I wanted to share that. Much appreciated. 20,000 head of hogs on the farm. They've been prepping since Monday when we started calling it. You guys do a great job. Make it worth the money. That's awesome. Glad we could help you. That's very cool. Thanks for sharing that, Mitch. So, well, John, this has been fun. I think that for the most part, this is going to, kind of conclude our analysis. We've gone over and over this storm, and we've been multiple lives, multiple updates. It's here. We're in the thick of it. We'll continue to send nowcasts and forecast insights to Clarity subscribers, so make sure you have it if you don't. And otherwise, at this point, we're going to ride it through the night, wake up tomorrow, see what we got. We may do one more live tomorrow, and I don't know. I'm sure I'll do some lives tomorrow. Well, who am I kidding? I don't know. We'll probably get on and talk. So this has just been fun. I'm just hanging. I don't really have much else to add from a forecast standpoint. So I do think there's another system Wednesday night into Thursday, another clipper, John?
Yep. That looks like another 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches last I looked. We'll have to keep a close eye on it. I was a little bit concerned that some of the models may be overdoing totals because they're seeing the snowpack, but I haven't. It's also very cold, so I haven't looked recently to see.
Let's see, just for the fun of it, if we still have anything showing up on the 18Z Euro. There it is.
Okay, there we go.
Little clipper action. Yeah. Insult to injury. You're gonna have 15 inches of snow on the ground. You're gonna add another inch, and it's gonna be minus 20 degrees. I mean, it's horrible. This is brutal winter, dude. Just so you guys know, we're getting into brutal stretch of winter.
Yes.
Nasty, nasty winter. Very cold. A lot of snow. Snow removal, guys. Keep your equipment. Ready to go, man. As soon as this one's done, this one's going to do a number on the snow removal people. I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
It's gonna kill these guys. As soon as they get rested up, another one's coming through Wednesday night. Look at that. It's trying to load it again, John.
Yeah.
At the end of the run. Wow.
Now that's that second piece of energy that was looking a little bit more prominent that starts to roll into close that following weekend. We'll have to keep an eye on it for sure. I think one of those model runs was throwing snow in towards the Florida Panhandle as well. I don't remember which one that was, but that's how
Looks
cold
like it's the Canadian.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, see it down there?
Yep, there it is.
Gosh, crazy.
It's too cold for the Clipper system to hit here, so it'll go hit Florida instead. Perfect.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad. Who's Grandpa?
It's a quote from the movie Holes, I think. Is that what it
Oh,
is? Some meme.
did I just show my age? I don't know. I don't have any clue what that is.
Oh, I think that's the reference with it. Somebody help us out. Uh,
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Dwayne Burgess. We appreciate you, bud. Have a good evening, my friend. That's the Johnson County Sheriff, Dwayne Burgess. Just updated. Okay. The movie Holes. Well, it sounds like you know your stuff.
Yep,
Kim.
I'll credit Tyler and Noah just jumped on Slack all about. Yep. Okay, so we'll credit.
Okay. All right. But it's the young guys, man. These guys, yeah, they weren't even alive 19 years ago. Oh man, look up the meme. It's funny. Thank you, Derek. We appreciate you guys.
Well, I'll just add
Someone
on
asked,
here. What'd you say,
go
Michael?
ahead. Someone asked what I was drinking. It's Fresca. In a can.
There we go.
Yeah. Anyways, what were you gonna say, John?
No, I was just forecast standpoint here. Clarity, all levels, home, pro, business. We'll continue to be doing nowcasts as we get through the rest of the evening and into overnight. I'm going to try to focus as we get a little bit closer on some better wind graphics so that you guys can know when those winds start to pick up and cause drifting and visibility concerns. But as Michael said, that winter focus, that hourly tool, it's perfect for if you're looking to figure out how much it's going to snow or if you're trying to figure out the visibility concerns. But enjoy it and enjoy the snow. And if you hate it and you're tired of it, then try to stay warm because it's going to stay cold and snowy for quite some time. So,
yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Fresca, you is old. Yeah. Is that the name? Sorry, John. I'm distracted.
oh, you're good.
0Z1 blend data is incoming. I think Eric's got it fixed. Let me check the NAM 3 real quick. Guys, by the way, if you're still watching, we're just hanging out. We don't have this isn't like a put together show right now with a bunch of professionalism. Don't forget Whiskey and Weather, the 29th, live at St. Elmo's Steakhouse this coming Thursday, 7 p.m. Pick up a bottle or two of the rare Saint bourbon. Hughes Culinary, Bourbon Culture, and Bam Weather. We're going to be there live from the greatest steakhouse in the world, talking about bourbon and weather. I mean, I don't know how it gets any better than that. Cold weather advisory continued. Let's look at the total NAM 3 data on the 0Z run here. Is this 0Z NAM 3?
Yeah, it's in right now.
Yeah, there it is. You can't see it because I'm not sharing my screen. I need like a big poster on my wall that says "Share your screen, you idiot." You know, that's what I need.
Yeah.
I forget. You know. I mean, for the love of everything holy, come on. Look at this.
19.4.
That's 20 inches in Bloomington.
That's that 1.3 liquid totals, I think, that we were looking at when it came in.
Is that what it has?
Yeah. And on the ratio here.
Gosh.
It's got
Does it do ratio?
Yeah, the Kuchera ratio. So when the heavier stuff starts here as we get into 5 a.m. through about 11 a.m. tomorrow, it's at 13-14 right there for Bloomington for a ratio.
Uh-huh. What does it stay? Let's see. It even kind of gets colder. 15, 17, 18. So you could say we have an average of 15-1, John.
Yeah, I would say so.
15-1 times 1.3.
Mm-hmm.
20 inches. 20 nasty inches. It doesn't get the snow out of here until 6 or 7 o'clock tomorrow night.
That's correct. And I would say that flurries are probably going to continue even with the winds through at least midnight, 1 a.m. Something that sim radars won't see, but not atypical for a system like this on the backside.
Good night, John. Look at this sounding.
Oh my gosh.
Look at the photograph. That's just a banding from hell. The NAM just bullseyes you. Yeah, bullseyed. Yeah, sorry. What'd you say, John?
No, I was just saying you can even just see it in the wind profile there, the difference between 850 and above 700 there. I mean, there's your banding right there.
Yeah.
That's going to look nasty on radar. We're going to wake up and see that thing forming.
Yep. It's going to be, again, the total snow. I don't think people understand just what 15 to 20 inches of snow is going to do to the place around here. I don't. A lot of people have never experienced it. I mean, this is crazy. It doesn't even make sense. Carlos Arnie, there's the updated snowfall map. I don't know where you're at, bud, but I'd be happy to tell you how much snow we're going to get if you tell me where you're at. What is banding? Banding is where you get these radar returns that are heavy, like down here. You see how you have these dark greens and these yellows? We call those bands, and that's where the snowfall gets heavier, right? So we can see there's the indication for more of that in the morning to fill in. And the data is suggesting we'll see a lot more banding in the morning. So yeah, your Clarity app saying 18 inches in Columbus. Yeah, it's crazy. Mooresville, 15, 16 inches. I don't know. I mean, I can't see why.
My prediction, the single site that you had up there, Michael, when you guys put that on tomorrow morning, that's going to be in the yellow easily. If these ratios like that are going to verify, you'll know them because on the single side it'll show up as yellow. It's those higher DBZs for sure.
I'm being told the Facebook Live disconnected, but maybe that's God's way of telling us we just need to get off here. I've been on here for an hour.
yeah, that's true.
Let's get off here.
Yeah.
John, I appreciate you coming on, man, and I appreciate everybody hanging out. Enjoy the snow, and we'll come back. We'll come back in the morning with updates and see how much we have. Yeah, enjoy.
Absolutely.